We are podcasting. We've started. Welcome to In the Closet with Angela and Jeffrey.
Not Angela.
Runyon, your hosts.
Oh my goodness. What are we talking about?
We're going to go to some interesting relationship. This is going to be a relationship podcast.
Love those. I have no idea where you're going with this, by the way, so hit me
This is my... Let me find it.
Okay, well, I apologize if I cough a lot because I have something, and I don't know what it is.
AIDS?
No, it's not, obviously.
COVID?
No, it's not COVID. I've had this a million times in my life. Like, I hate when everybody thinks that if you have something, it's COVID.
You've got all the symptoms.
I know, and I also have all the symptoms of a cold and all the symptoms of a sinus infection. Well, not really, because I don't feel bad. And all the symptoms of a lot of allergies. You know what I mean? You hurt. Like, this is the funny thing. My mom was having trouble with she had some dizziness, you know, and
right.
Dizziness, and what goes along with dizziness? A little bit of nausea, but what's the other word? Lightheadedness.
Yes, I got that too.
That's the only symptom she had, and they said, "Well, get tested for COVID," and I'm just like, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, like literally, no congestion, no coughing, no like anything like that. You hurt your finger, and they want to test you for COVID.
COVID tests. It's kind of been integrated into our life.
That's crazy.
And I think it could be the new normal. Who knows what the next one will be? But
I guess, but
when you when pharmaceutical companies profit from crisis, it kind of encourages bad things to happen. They should never have profited. This should have been handled by the governments, and no company should have made money off a vaccine.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I just think it's crazy that they try to test you for COVID for everything. I've had this exact condition before, once or twice a year. I know what it is. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Anyway, go ahead. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, the title of this is Habits of Couples That Last.
Okay, I like it.
So we're going to go through these. I don't know. Maybe we get through them. Maybe we don't.
Okay. I think relationships have a lot to do with habits. People might think negatively about that. You know, like it shouldn't be just habit. You know what I mean? But I think it's actually a good thing.
Yeah, and I think like I kind of skimmed through it, and I'm like, well, yeah, that, yeah, oh yeah, we probably should do that more. You know, it's like, yeah, but number one.
Okay.
Here's the number one. Not number one overall.
Wait. Oh.
The first.
Okay, so it's not
on the bullet point list. It's 1 through something.
It's not ranked in order and like the number one thing.
No, it's not ranked in order. It's just, it's not funny.
Okay. Sorry. Our daughter just walked in and laughed at us because I guess we look funny.
Well, we're set up in our podcast equipment. We're goofy.
Silly and goofy.
We're in our.
Why are you going to McDonald's, by the way? You know there's no McFlurries available. Okay. There was no McFlurries earlier. Just newsflash. Good luck.
Good luck with your McFlurry.
Hope you're finding what
run.
you're looking for. I hate when you get your mind set on something, then you pull up through the drive-thru and they don't have it.
It's frustrating, but you can count on that at McDonald's if it has to do with ice cream.
50% of the time.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the first thing on this list of habits for lasting couples is they are affectionate even outside the bedroom.
Oh, I like that. Is there like a story with it or like a little blurb?
That's
affectionate outside of the bedroom. I like that.
I think that's true.
I don't think they mean sloppy and like a bunch of PDA, but just affectionate. Like
no.
Hand or, put your arm around each other, hold hands.
Right.
You know, when you're out at the bar, just, a little hug or something. Nobody wants to see a bunch
touch.
of, a bunch of,
right.
No
necking.
No necking.
Right.
Just
making out.
It's just some flirt.
See, as a couple, once you're together a while, it's easy to just not do sometimes not do that stuff.
Well, yeah, it is. Of course.
Right.
But if you go back to that, it's kind of like it's nice. I don't.
Yeah, and you go, it's still there. It's just you just get out of the habit of doing certain things.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
It can be bad. Yeah.
I like that one.
Number 2. This is a good one. This is like golden rule for me. This is one that is huge. They don't gossip about each other.
Oh, no. No.
I mean, that's one thing I think we've been fortunate about in our relationship. We've agreed. You don't talk to other people about each other. Your relationship's sacred, and you protect each other at all costs.
if we have a big issue with each other that we need outside counsel for, I think we both have a friend or two that both of us are comfortable going to, talking about things, knowing we're not really gossiping about them. We're just venting. And I think as a couple, you need that. Like, you need somebody you can go to if we're having a fight that you trust is not going to like try to pick me apart, and they know that you still love me, we still care about each other, but we're having an issue, and having some outside advice or even just venting is okay. I think it's okay.
Yes, but not gossip, right? And,
no.
It's someone that respects your relationship and respects your spouse.
I think you have to pick them carefully.
You have to pick them carefully.
I think if you go,
they won't hold it against them.
Right. If you go and vent to just anybody, maybe I was acting like a biatch, which definitely happens.
Yeah.
And of course you need to vent about it, especially, or if I'm going through something, and there's so many things that you need an outside friend that you trust, that you can talk about it, that they understand that you're gossiping, and that's a good word.
I agree.
Like, I think
it's a great rule.
I have one or two friends that I feel like I'm okay to just say, Jeff and I are going through this, and he's really like, I don't understand this. Like, he's doing ABC, what in the world? And a lot of times when you do that, you might get some insight that you're like, oh, yeah, I guess I didn't think about it that way.
Right.
It's more of that kind of thing, like advice. Like, am I missing something? But, sometimes the friends are like, no, you're absolutely right. You need to stick to your guns, and that's good too. But
right.
There's so many people that I've been around who, when their spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, whatever isn't around, it's just like crap talking. I just can't understand.
I guess that's what it is for me. It's being negative to people about your spouse and it's okay to vent, like you said.
Absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, you do see that a lot. People talk crap.
Yeah, I just think that's not very good character. I don't know.
Right.
Sure, you could be frustrated with who you're with. I get it. We're all frustrated with our partners from time to time. And I'm not saying you haven't spouted off at the mouth before, but you know what I mean? But to make it like a habit and just something that you just that's a natural thing that just rolls off your tongue whenever I'm mad at you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. I think that's important.
It's very important.
Because if it gets back to, if it got back to me that you were talking, that would not be.
It'd be hurtful.
Well, yeah. And for me and you, would it be a deal breaker? No. But if it's the beginning of a relationship, it might be.
Right.
Because, if that's the way it's going to be, then I wouldn't put up with it. I just know that much.
No. So. I wouldn't like that. I would feel betrayed.
Well, yeah.
I don't like that. I mean, the person, now dating's different, but once you get to that level of being a couple and you're wanting to last, you got to have each other's back.
I don't think dating's different. I think the minute that you're dating somebody, you kind of should have their back. I mean.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree.
You said dating's different.
Well, I mean, like going on the first date or going on a couple of dates or whatever. But
yeah, but I still think, I don't know. I'm not into talking about people. Maybe that's just where I'm.
Yeah. Talking about people is kind of crappy.
I'll vent to you about people and stuff like that, but I don't have I talked about people before? Well, yeah, I guess so, but I don't, there's the people that are always talking about people.
Yeah, it's how they communicate, right?
It's crazy, and I don't feel comfortable.
And it's like anything else. It's kind of addictive. I think people get addicted to gossip, and that's how they communicate with people. It's a way to bond almost. It almost feels good to talk.
Listen, I have a confession. I did it the other day, and I part of me feels bad, part of me doesn't, because the person I was talking about is not a good person. I have a tickle in my throat. This is gonna suck. Hold on.
Here we go.
Anyway, and before I knew it, and this was just yesterday. You and I were at Adelphia, and somebody else was standing there talking to us. And I saw in a distance this person who is not a good person, who did something crappy to my kid, who's done a lot of crappy things to a lot of kids that I know. And I should have stopped myself, but I forgot the other person was standing there. And I said the person's name. I was like, "Ew, look over there is so-and-so." And I mean, I can't. I don't have any type of tolerance for this person. And every time I see him, I want to punch him in the face because he was crappy to my daughter and a lot of other people that I know. But I probably shouldn't have name dropped it. I should have just nudged him and been like, "Look who's over there," and left it at that. In fact, I shouldn't have said anything until the guy that we were talking to wasn't standing with us. So I feel kind of bad about that because I should have done that, but I did it. So it happens. But
it definitely happens. And in that case, yeah, You're completely, it's a person, one of those people that everybody has that
trigger.
they're completely disgusted with.
It's a trigger, and I couldn't control myself.
Right.
But I do kind of feel bad, and I apologize, and I really should probably apologize to the person we were talking to and say I shouldn't have done that, but.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He probably doesn't even remember.
And luckily, I don't think he knows who he is, so that's cool.
Right.
But I should forewarn you, because if your son is going to go to that school and play a particular sport, you might want to have your heads up. But anyway.
We're getting closer and closer to a name.
No, nobody knows what school I'm talking about or what sport I'm talking about. And then in my situation, it didn't have to do with the sport. But anyway, that's beside the point. I like number 2. That's cool. Yeah.
Number 2 is good.
I think that's a good habit, not to gossip about your person. That should be obvious.
It's a very good habit.
I'm coughing so much, and I don't know what to do.
You are. I don't know what to do. Do you have a
lozenge? No.
Where'd they all go?
Well, I mean, they're coldies. I mean, I guess I could take one of those, but I don't think they really prevent my cough. I just think it's a bunch of zinc that's dumped into your body.
Oh, I thought it numbed your throat too.
No, not a coldies.
Man, you gotta get something to numb your throat if you're coughing.
I don't
take those coughing pills Nate has.
No, I don't take pills. I'm
They're
fine.
Little tiny pellets. You'll stop coughing.
I'm not worried about swallowing it. I don't want to take medicine. I'm getting ready to drink wine. Who knows what it would do?
Here we go.
Anyway, go ahead. Number 3.
The brain of Angie. Number 3. These couples hug and kiss to start and end each day.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be nice, like if it'd be good to have a kiss. I think a lot we start the day that way.
Sometimes. I mean, yes.
And when I mean start the day that way, we leave each other that way.
I mean, yeah, I
like
get
if
that.
I leave the house or you leave the house, usually we.
Yeah, I get that.
There's not like a hug embrace. It's not like we embrace.
Right.
End of the day, I'll lean over and kiss you if I get in bed last.
I think you did that last night. I think I was sweating.
You don't really know it most of the time.
I did feel it last night, and I think I was sweating, and I was like, ew, that was, oh, sorry, y'all. That was probably gross.
Yes.
Anyway.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't gross. I don't remember sweat.
I like that, but I think there's also...
It's not something that's a deal breaker.
It's not.
But it's something that needs to happen. And that's one that I was like, yeah, that's good. We should do that more often. Like
we should do it more often.
But it's like, your gas tank's on E at the end of the day, and you're just thinking.
Yeah. But I think it does feel good. I mean, hugging releases,
Oh, it's great for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 4. This is big, and this we could have been we'd actually kind of be. This has been huge for us. We've always done this.
Ooh, what have we always done?
They move towards the bedroom tonight each. They move towards the bedroom together each night.
Yes, we have always done that.
So you make a point to be together. Like you go to, like we have done.
Absolutely.
And the bedroom doesn't necessarily always mean the bed, but I mean, we shut our nights down together.
No, we have a goal to do what we got to do to get dinner the nights that we cook, get cleaned up, get everything we need to get done, get our showers, and get to the couch. It's not really like the bedroom, like you said, in the sense of, ooh, let's go to the bedroom. But it's, we watch TV in our room, we hang out in our room. The kids come in and out of our room in the evenings, which is totally fine. But we do make it a point to try to get to the same spot, even if and we've talked about this before, but even if we're not watching the same thing or doing the same activity, to relax in the evening. Like if there's a baseball or a basketball game or something on, Jeff is polite enough to sometimes, watch it on his iPad and we listen to music because I can't stand basketball. Or if I'm watching some stupid reality show on TV, he'll watch something on his iPad or do something. And of course, I'm always open to watching my show on the iPad, so you can have the big TV. I meant to tell you that the other night. I don't know what you were doing.
I have a setup. I have a setup where I have the iPad and I watch, and I don't need to like have the volume.
But we're not necessarily always watching the same thing or doing the same things, but sometimes we are. But even when we're not, we're in the same room on the same couch, and it's not like we're disconnecting, because a lot of times we're doing the same thing, like playing cards or watching the same TV show and making fun of it because we like to watch reality TV.
And we still have conversations though.
Oh yeah, so it's not like it's ooh. But I know so many people, so many couples I've talked to that have separate like chill out rooms. Like, oh yeah, I go up to the room and watch my stuff, and he stays downstairs and watches his stuff. Which, I mean, if there's something like last night, you stayed downstairs, I came upstairs, but y'all were watching the fights.
I had people over.
He had people over.
Not bringing the people up here to watch.
It's people that are my people too, but I'm not interested in the fights, and I was falling asleep, and I was like not feeling the best. So sometimes, if there's something like that going on, he might stay downstairs and I'll come up here, but very rarely. And I think that's a very good one, because when you start disconnecting your time, obviously you have to disconnect time. I'm not saying like always be together. That's totally not what I mean.
No, of course not. And that doesn't have to be every night, but the majority of your evenings, like
right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because it might be the only time you get together. And a lot of times for us, it is the only time we get together.
Right. And we like to, we go out a lot together, but there's sometimes, he goes on his own, and like this morning, you went to brunch on your own. I could have gone.
Sure. I'm
sure I could have gone, but I mean, it's just, I was like, it's good for you to do things apart too.
Absolutely.
But as an evening, like this is our life together, I think it's important to try to like, unless you have plans, sometimes you go out and have guys' nights. I go out and have wine with my girlfriend, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and
but even when we get back, we're still together.
Right, and I saw a good quote today from Jordan Peterson, and it said that. I think this is more. It's really important for mothers, especially. Men get to do it easier, but it said the quote, and I may get it not perfect, but you'll get the gist. It said, "Spend time away from your family to establish independence."
Absolutely.
So, as an adult,
oh yeah,
you need to spend time away from your family's going to be there. Spend time
right.
away from your family to establish independence.
Oh, if I didn't have my independence, if I was always known as, oh, there's Jeff's wife, or there's Maddie's mom, Brooke's mom, Kaylee's mom, Nate's mom, I love that, but at the same time, I do want my own, like,
right, absolutely,
and so I'm not very good about forcing myself to do things. I've been better with going, I try to go weekly with my particular friend. We have wine. We have kids kind of the same age. We go through a lot of the same stuff. She's studying like psychology and therapy, and like she's doing her internship, which she's an established physician assistant as it is, but she's like studying. So she's can practice on me. You know what I mean?
Right,
she can help me with it. It's free therapy. But I mean, it's important. I need to do it more, I feel like, but anyway.
Well, for us, it's easy because we're supportive.
Yeah.
We don't give each other crap.
Yeah. But then it's funny at the same time, because we kind of recently have, gotten this new group of friends, and we're in the same group of friends. So it's like, if you get, it's strange.
It's weird
if
you're
we're
not
supposed
there.
to be there together.
Like, where's Angie at?
Yeah.
Or if I'm not there, I'm sure it's where's
oh, that's
Jeff?
the way. I haven't ever gone by myself, but I mean, I'm sure I will when you and Nate go out of town and do your little concert thing, because every Friday night we do the same thing.
Yes.
And you know how habitual I am, and you'll be gone on that Friday night. And so yeah. Anyway, I like that one.
I thought it was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. That one's Let's see. The next one, they continually do small things for each other.
Oh, that's good. I feel like I'm bad at that right now. I feel like you're still really good at that, but I
don't think I'm really good at it.
Well, yeah, I think you're better than you think you are, because you do little things for me.
I do, but that's where I'm, that's one thing that's key for people. And I was going to say, let me back up for a minute, because when we were talking about being together in a room, I had a key point.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I just forgot about it because I said that quote instead. But my advice to anybody, if someone was talking to me about being married, and I'm not a pro, but I've been married for quite a while now.
To the same person.
And I tell people the same thing, why it works. And you need to like the person. You need to be friends. You need to want to hang out. You need to want to go places with them. You need to want to end your day with them. You need to feel weird if you don't.
Yeah.
And you know what? People aren't modeled that.
No.
There's so many homes that are broken that they're not modeled that usually. And I'm not saying just a broken home, because there's completely healthy homes with good marriages, but the kids might not see their parents together.
Well,
and that's okay, but I'm just saying, I just think people need to understand it's not just romantic.
No.
You need to be friends. Like, if you're not friends, you're going to get 3 years down the road, and then it's going to be like, I've got to work to make this work, which you still do, even when you're friends, and it's good. You have to work. But, I mean, you really would have to work. If we didn't like each other as much.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I mean, we'd love each other, but we didn't like, if I was like, I want to hang with my guys, I'm going to give Ange Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm going to,
right.
I'm going to go out on Wednesday or Thursday, and I really want to go out on the weekends and watch games with the guy. You know what I mean? It's like,
right.
I mean, you want to be buddies and friends with the person that you're married to. You want to do things together.
No, I agree.
In order to be able to I want to end my night like this, and I've done it forever.
Yeah.
And it's a comfort zone, but it's also...
I like to get out, get out by myself sometimes, and I like for us to get out together sometimes, but...
I love to get out by myself.
The majority of the time.
And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it better not be like you guys struggle to do things with
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I've never had that issue.
No. So they continually do small things for each other.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where you were going with
I was just saying, I don't feel like I'm very good at that right now because I'm so consumed with everything else in life. And I even broke down a week or so ago about I just feel bad because I feel like lately with everything that's been going on with getting a new job, changing careers, helping with Carter, and everything that I've been so hyper-focused on those things that I haven't been taking care of myself, and therefore I'm not taking care of you or vice versa, whatever. I'm not taking care of you or me, I feel like, how I should be. So I do feel bad about that. I mean, I can't think of anything I've really done for you lately, which just sucks. I mean, I can't. I can think of a bunch of things I've done for the kids and for Carter and at work for people going out of my way. But, so that kind of sucks when you think about that. But so that's something I need to probably work on. But I don't know. You're not very high maintenance, so it's like weird. It's like, what do I do? Like
I don't even pay attention. Yeah, and that's something. I mean, to know each other's love languages is a pretty big deal because you can think.
Yeah.
That doing like certain things are, you know what I mean? I learned a while ago, like your love language isn't me helping with things. Right. You know what I mean? That's for some people they go crazy and it's like, I want this man so much because he does the dishes.
No,
you know what I mean?
That's nice. I appreciate it, but it's definitely not my love language because I feel like if you're in this partnership together and you're in a marriage, that's kind of expected.
And I've done it the whole time.
No, and you have.
But my point is when I was younger, you don't know. You think, you know what I mean? You kind of, guys especially, they think, oh, look at me. I'm doing this stuff. Like,
I just feel like that's
and I've never done it before.
I know, but it's like saying, like, oh, I love when my wife does the laundry for me. Or, like, I love when my wife.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I just feel like there's some things that's kind of like given. Like, I'd never understood the women who go crazy over their husbands washing the dishes. I'm spoiled. That's why. Because you've always done it. Because I guess if I was a woman whose husband comes home from work and puts his feet up, even though she's worked just as hard, or vice versa, that maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
But we're teammates, and we have been.
So that's all I know.
And I grew up in that environment. My dad was that way. He came home and he didn't sit down.
Right, and my dad didn't. My dad, I didn't grow up like that. And my mom still waits on my dad, which I love my dad to death, but she still waits on him. I mean. And I knew I didn't want that in my life. And maybe that's why I found you, I knew I didn't want a man who I had to, of course I'll wait on you. Of course
you do.
I will.
Yeah, you do. Actually.
I mean, of course,
but
we
as a both norm, wait on each other and look out, we're courteous. And you say, I'm going to get me something to eat. You want me to get you something to eat.
Right.
But I don't expect you to fix me a plate every night.
If we both work inside or outside of the home. I don't want any of this bull crap. He was like, well, she stays home all day taking care of the kids. That's freaking hard. Do it.
Yeah, I don't want to
try doing it.
I don't want to do it.
You had Carter the other night for 2 hours and I came home and you're like,
I need a nap.
Right. Do it. So men, women, if you've been a stay-at-home mom, you've been a stay-at-home dad, you know what I mean. And the opposite partner, listen. If you think just because you went outside the house and you worked 8 hours and she stayed home with the kids, that's just as hard, if not harder.
Playing Candy Crush at your desk.
Oh yeah, eating bonbons. At work. So, but my whole point is, if you think you're going to come home from work when I've worked too, and sit down and put your feet up and ask me what's for dinner, and you're not going to have any part in the dinner, even cleaning up. Like if you expect me to cook, cool, fine, perfect. Here's the deal: then you're cleaning up the dishes because I'm not doing both.
I don't understand
while you sit on your butt. And I know a lot of women have to deal with that, and men too. I know there's a lot of men out there who work their butts off and women do nothing. I'm being sexist right now and I apologize.
You're not being sexist, you're being honest.
I'm just saying.
Because men and women both that's the bad thing about the beginning of a relationship, especially living together or having a marriage. you can set yourself up for bad habits. You can set up expectations and habits to where now you're doing it because you're in love and you're just trying to please him. But now you're 5 years in and it's like, I'm sick of freaking having to get up at 4:30 and fix your breakfast and your coffee. And when you tell him that, now you're getting resentful, right?
Very
and
resentful,
you're getting right at this point, but you weren't at the beginning. He doesn't know.
No.
Right? So now when you do it, he's either going to throw a fit and be like, what do you mean? So you never wanted it. It's going to turn to a fight.
Right.
Or he's going to be like, I feel terrible. Why are you getting up if you don't want to get up? You know what I mean? So it's going to go one or two ways. But the thing is, it's bad communication and it's setting bad precedents at the beginning of a relationship.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? We were fortunate enough to have pretty naturally good communication skills. And maybe that's because we went through a whole lot before we were married. I mean, we were together since 15. So but by the time we got married, we'd
even talked about a lot of this stuff before we got married. Like, what we, I don't know, we'd had a lot of time, but I mean, it would just be like you all of a sudden cracking and saying, I'm so sick of taking the trash out. But you've never told me, hey, could you take the trash out some?
Yes.
Because it's unspoken for me that a trash is a guy's job. Will I?
So
Can
sexist.
I? Have I? Yeah. When Jeff goes out of town here in a week or so and he's gone, I'm not going to leave the trash overflowing. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take it to the curb. I know when trash day is. I can do it. But just like Jeff can do laundry, but he never has to pick up a finger doing laundry. All you have to do is carry up the basket every once in a while. But it's just kind of ways that we've always worked.
Trash, grass, different things like that.
I'm not going to cut the grass. And listen, I'm not ever going to do it. If it comes at the time where you're out on vacation or you're away, I will hire somebody to come do it. I'm not cutting the grass.
I already know this, and I would prefer you not cut the grass.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'll get hurt. I'll run over a turtle. Something bad will happen if I cut the grass.
I hit a turtle last year.
I know, that's why I said that.
That's bad. I felt
but
so
I mean,
awful.
I'll hire somebody, but I will take out the stinking trash. But we've just always had that unwritten thing. I do the laundry, you take out the trash, we tag team dinner. Sometimes you cook more of the dinner, sometimes I cook more of the dinner. Sometimes I don't lift a finger, sometimes you don't lift a finger. But it's also like very even.
It's so important to be honest, because there is nothing worse than thinking somebody, that for somebody to say that you're a certain way or you do a certain thing, and you have, and now it's at a boiling point, and you go, what?
Well, I'm experiencing that in another relationship.
I've never had a chance to freaking fix this. Like I've never had a chance, and sometimes in a lot of marriages and relationships, it's too late to fix it because they've got to the contempt stage. And once you get to the contempt stage, you're done.
Well, and that serves purpose in more than just a husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, spouse, significant other relationship. It has to do with the relationship with your kids too. I mean, I have a relationship.
Parents, kids.
Right now I need to speak up more maybe. And maybe a lot of the issues is my fault, not directly, but because I'm not saying anything and like the person doesn't know. But anyway, that's another story. But I do agree. Like if you don't know, you can't fix it. So that goes right back to communication, which is also should be a habit, I hope, on this list. I don't know if communication is a habit or if it's a
it's a practice that you have to have
Yeah, anyway.
And work at every day, especially for men. Because what was the clip I saw the other day? The lady, I think it was the Steve Harvey show, but he had a psychologist on there, and the lady stood up, and I guess it was a man, a guy that's expert for women, for men, and she stood up and she's like, I just don't know what to tell him, and he doesn't know to do this and that, and he doesn't listen, and I've told him, and he said, the reality is, one, men cannot read minds,
right,
and two, men only hear 25% of what you say.
Oh, I mean, I believe that.
So
that's a high percentage.
That's a problem. Now, take it for what it's worth, but
well, I mean, that's why that's one benefit of having a opposite sex as a really close friend. That circles back to talking about things. It's nice to have a guy, really good friend that you can lean on, that you could talk about things sometimes, and they say, have you thought about like this? Because this is how we are, and you have a girl that you're really close to, and guys and girls just think differently. So to have someone in your corner that's a friend, this is of the opposite sex, is kind of nice. Like, am I being crazy here? And they can say, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're expecting this, or you should just say that. It's kind of nice, but I don't know.
Yeah, because a guy can say, I'm being a jerk. Like, I'm being a butthole.
And a girl say, yeah, you are.
No, or, you need to stay firm.
Sure, yeah.
Those are kind of things that.
Right.
You're right. Yeah. We'll never get through this list for trying to keep this, because there's about 15 points, so we'll have to have a part 2.
That's fine.
But I guess we could we're at 30 minutes.
Let's do one more.
We'll do one more. We'll do number 6.
So I can get out here and get my throat in shape.
That's right. And then we'll be done.
Okay, what is this next one?
This is good, because this can be a problem if it goes the wrong way. And I think it does in a lot of relationships. This one, number 6 on the list, is they celebrate in their partner's accomplishments.
Oh, yeah.
You get excited for each other, right? You support each other. When you're doing something and you're getting... I don't think it is.
I
think a lot of people are naturally jealous of someone else getting accolades. Or
how could you be jealous of your spouse?
Or succeeding in something and being jealous,
I think,
and feeling like, hey, why did, they're getting all this attention.
For your spouse or your significant other? Are you serious?
I think there's I bet you could talk to a lot of married people.
That's beyond my comprehension.
They might be nervous to say how well they've done.
Now I can do that.
Because
now, listen,
you might get that must
with
be
friends
nice.
or like coworkers, friends, people in your same industry. I've never once in my life felt like that.
I've never in my life felt like you have. Like, I've always felt like I've always, and that's what you have to have, right? Like, and I think that's where a good parent-child relationship feeds into a good relationship with your spouses. I always want to run my parents.
Yeah.
When you did something, you could not freaking wait to them, because they praised you and they gave you that.
Right.
Right. They let you know, yeah, this is amazing.
Right.
You always do that. I always am like, if something great happens, I text you, call you, and you give me that satisfaction.
Right.
And it's huge. Just like our kids do the same thing with us still to this day, even the oldest. I mean, you get texts when something good happens.
Yeah.
And that's what you need in your partner. Like, you got to know that they got your back. Like,
now, the only time I've been jealous, there's been some times you've had some jobs that you get to travel with, and I will say, I've been envious of it. Like, I'm excited.
Well, that's not really an accomplishment.
But no, it's not really an accomplishment. But I have been like, well, it must be nice to have a job where you can travel. I mean, yeah, you're traveling and you have to work, but still you're getting out of here. And I when you were gone, sometimes I was like, oh my gosh, it must be nice to like. I have fallen guilty of that.
Well, sure, you're a mom and you're carrying a lot, and I don't think that's the same thing. I don't think that's me saying, "Hey, this is I never got this." I'll say this: if I traveled and I made a sale or something good happen, I told you about it. You didn't beat on me for being away.
I can't.
You know what I mean? You didn't beat on me for being away. You'd still celebrate the accomplishment with me. You wouldn't go, who cares? You're not back here.
I can't even. That doesn't even make sense to my personality. I do a lot of wrong. I do a lot of things that are not perfect and not great, and I'll admit to all of them. But I can't even imagine something good happening to you at work, or something you've accomplished at work, and you're excited about it, and me crap on you.
Act like it's not a big deal.
That's seriously a red flag. I mean, unless the person's having a bad day and is not normally like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're not as excited as you usually are because you have something that you're dealing with. Okay, cool. I get that. But that's just, wow. That's not going to work for me.
It's number 6. So, I mean, that's
a good list. I like the list. I agree with all of them so far.
It's a great
Sometimes
list.
With these lists, we are like, what? But this
one's
list.
dead on so far, but we can see if they mess up. They got 9 more points.
There's 9 more who could mess up.
So
maybe we'll do a part 2 later this week or something.
We should.
Since we got to get this show back on the road.
We're going to get it on the road if we can keep stuff like this going.
And maybe next time I won't cough as much. Help it.
It's possible.
I'm going to die.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.